Hello everyone, welcome to our Rhash-Algo channel. In this video, we are going to talk about Python tuples. We are basically talking about what are tuples and some explanation related to the tuples and some use cases with some accessing mechanism on tuples and some kind of different operations by using tuples. We'll also discuss about various usages and why we really need to use tuples in different aspects in this video. Okay, this is Rajesh Paleru, and below is the LinkedIn profile if you want to follow me on the LinkedIn. Okay, let's get started, guys. What are tuples? Tuples are immutable sequences in Python. Okay, why these are used basically? Used to store multiple items in a single variable. Okay, let's discuss about these 2 points now with some examples. Okay, for that I'm going to open the command prompt. Let me maximize this and I'm going to the Python terminal IDE. Basically this is IDE, integrated development environment. Now I will show you some examples so that you will be able to understand what is immutable capability of tuple and what the meaning of storing multiple items in a single variable. Okay, we'll see that now. For example, if I have a variable like tup in something like braces and the values are like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma value something like this. Okay, what is this? I should be able to print this tuple, and the type of this tuple is class type. Okay, tuple. And now let me try to modify the element of this tuple. For example, I will be assigning some new value, any one. I'm assigning some new value to the index 0. So earlier in this tuple variable tup, this is the single variable which had or which is holding multiple items within the braces. Okay, now I am trying to modify this element which is at the 0th index. For that, what I am doing is tup, which is the variable name which I have given earlier, and within the square brackets I have provided the index of that specific value with this convention. That way I should be able to access that element. Okay, but before that, doing that modification, I want to show you this. So if you see this tup of 0, I am able to access this element, right? So now I am trying to assign some different value apart from integer 1. I am assigning that with string 1. Now let's see what happens. You guessed it right. Immutability is nothing but the capability of tuple which won't allow you to modify any element within that. For example, if you see that I have tried to modify the element at 0th index to string 1 instead of integer 1, but it didn't allow me because of immutable capability of tuple, which says that type error, tuple object does not support item assignment or modification. Here I am not able to modify the element at 0th index or any other index, it doesn't matter, but the final point is that tuple is immutable, which doesn't allow you to modify any element at any index. Okay, that you have to remember, guys. Now let's move on. What are the key features? As you know, these elements which are in tuple are ordered just like lists, what we have seen in the previous video, and these are immutable, which can't be allowed to modify after creation, and it allows duplicate elements just like list. There are no other differences, guys. Okay, only difference is that list is mutable, tuple is immutable. That's the only difference. Okay, and if I want to print the tuple, we have seen that as an example just here. Okay, since this is IDE, I am just giving the variable, but in the programming or within the script I have to give print statement. Okay, just like this. Now how to access the element, I had already shown this to you. For example, if I want to access at the 0th index, I should be able to access like this. For example, if I want to access the last element, just like in a list, I should be able to give, let me clear the screen so that you should be able to see. Let me clear. Okay, okay. Something is fishy. I think it's not allowing. Okay, okay, that's okay. Okay, if you see here, I am able to access the element at -1, which is nothing but the last element. Negative indexing starts from end. If I want to get the element at the end, I should be giving this -1. Then I will be able to access the element at the end of that tuple. Okay, which is value. I am able to get that here. Okay. Now slicing, just like in list, I should be able to slice the elements, um, like for example top of 1 2 4. You see here, right, which starts at 1th index. I gave 4, which is more than the last index. Last index value is 3, 0 1 2 3, but I gave 4. That's the reason I am able to get the element at index 3 also. Okay, now let me try this. I will give 4, which is beyond the limits of our indexing. Okay, then what happened? I'm able to get all the elements, because it will try to get all the elements till the end. After that, if there is an index or if there is a number which is specified more than the index of the length of that specific tuple, it will still get the elements, because I am not specifying something like this. If I specify something like this, which is beyond the limits of that tuple, I will get index error. Okay, but here I am specifying in the slicing, which is the stop point. After stop point, if there are elements, it won't give, and before the stop point, if there are elements, it will still give those elements to us. It is simply something like this. This is simply equivalent to this one, which provides all the elements after specific index, because there is no stop index, right? That's the reason it was able to provide all the elements till the end. Okay, okay. What are the tuple methods? So if I want to find the number of elements within the tuple, I should be able to give something like this, len of tup. That is one way. And if I want to find the elements, there is another way, which is like this. Okay, okay. So this is basically gives me how many times a specific element occurred. For example, if I want to count the number of elements 2, it tells me it appeared only once. Okay, let me redefine a tuple with some duplicate values. Okay, now if I give something like this, see, I am able to get how many times that specific tuple appeared. Okay, so if I want to get the index of a specific number, index, do I have that element? No, right? It throws an error saying that value error, x is not in tuple, x is nothing but that specific value. If I give the existing element like 3, it gives me the first index, which is 0 1 2, right? It gave me the correct index, right? That's the way we should be able to access the elements and the indexes of that specific elements. Okay, so far we have discussed about different operations using tuple and what are immutability and everything. Now let's talk about some of the benefits related to tuple. Okay, as you see on the screen, tuples are faster than lists. But why? Yes, tuples are generally faster than lists in Python. This is because of several key differences in their implementation and usage. First reason is memory efficiency. Tuples use less memory compared to lists because they are immutable. This means Python does not need to allocate extra space for resizing, which lists do. In case of lists, we have to resize the elements, but in case of tuple, we don't need to resize, and that way there is no need of allocating extra space. Moreover, lists have dynamic memory allocation, meaning they require extra space for potential additions, making them slightly heavier. This is one of the primary reason which makes tuples more faster. And one more feature is fixed size. For example, if you have specified a tuple, okay, my tuple equal to 10, 20, 30. Okay, if you see here, I should be able to access the elements in this tuple, but will I be able to do any modifications to this tuple? Any of the elements to this tuple? Not at all, right? That is one of the capability which makes better cache performance to the tuple. One of the other benefit with the tuples is useful for read-only data. What does that mean? As you know, tuple is immutable. What is this read-only? Because we should not be able to modify the tuple, it is read-only only, right? So for example, in latitude and longitude, these are coordinates basically. These coordinates can be specified within the tuple, just like x comma y. Okay. These also can be used as dictionary keys because we can't change these values. Dictionary key is nothing but a hashing value, so which we can't modify. So that's the reason we should be able to use tuple as a key within the dictionary. Okay, these are the some of the benefits by using the Python tuples, guys. Okay, that's pretty much from my end. If you have any questions or any queries on tuples, please put a comment on the comment section so that I will be respond to your query when I get some time. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Please stay tuned for the next video on dictionaries and sets. Thank you.